Waiting for some folks to come on board. Hello, hello. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Greetings. Good afternoon on this beautiful, terrific Tuesday. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're all well. I hope you are hydrated. I hope you are safe and nourished. And I mean from my heart. I mean that from my heart. What you're looking at behind me, right there, right there. Did you see that? Magisterial District Judge 223-4, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Patricia Kubas hyphen Perry. I don't use Perry no more. I said that. This is in reference to a false police report that was made against me. That was allowed to be submitted without any documentation, and well, so this clawback now, where this is going to be resolved, clawback law, because all this, I attempted this early on, way before this year, this time, this date, and no one ever listened. Well, they never listened. And well, here you have it. So, this herein lies. This goes to show you how our system of governing favors a select few. It favors a select few. Now, you all can go ahead and continue to try to prevent my videos from being shown. You can go do so. But people watch, people tune in, and people listen, because I have a message to be sent out for all. And in particular, to municipalities who go around and play games with people, and they allow other people to come up with complaints that are invalid, especially when you are dealing with probate. Okay? When you're dealing with probate, in order for another party to have any stake or claim, they would have to be the administrator or executor of said estate. That is not what happened here. That is not what occurred here. All right? And I'm going to post the administrator information on here. It's what it is. It's what it is. And again, all of this was provided to the courts. Okay, whoever you are, silly guy, you have a wonderful day. Go right ahead. Yes, you can make all the comments you want. Please go right ahead. Yes, I'm granny age. You better believe it. And I look damn freaking good. I'll knock the socks off a 25-year-old when it comes to staying in shape, without a doubt. And I don't need implants, and I don't need a fake ass. So there you go. And I don't need collagen, all that other stuff. Anyway, how you doing? When you're dealing with these court systems, people, you gotta make sure. Are you like you have Tourette syndrome? You said this how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Hello. People, we're dealing with a society that is very unhinged. It has been very unhinged for a very long time. But with the advent of social media and how madness and insanity is abundant, okay? You have what you have. But my message is for women and men. Any situation, any involvement that you're going to have with someone, do your homework. What happens is, and I say this from my experience, and I can say this full chested, that after you have trauma, after you have any kind of trauma, loss, whether it be, it could be loss of a pet. I mean, that's a trauma. That's a family member that's no longer with you. A job, loved one. So when you have any kind of trauma that goes on in your life, and then you meet someone and you think that because they're presenting with farts and whistles, like I said in my poem, I'd rather be hit with a bag of shit than to be lied to with flowers and chocolate dip. A thousand, a thousand. When after you experience trauma, um, you're like, you're a sponge. You're a sponge in the sense that you are looking to have someone to grab onto to fill that void that was no longer in your life. And that's what happened with me. That's what happened with me. Because for the most part, I am very, very stable, very steady, can handle a lot, go through a lot, bam, bam, barrel through it, go over you like with a Mack truck and back up on you, a Sherman tank, no doubt about it. That's how I grew up. That's where I come from. But when you're in an elevated state because of trauma, um, and then somebody comes along and you think that they're the best thing since sliced bread, and then you're like, women, we do it. Men do it too. Men do it too. I mean, I've heard stories of men that widowed, long-term marriage, long-term committed relationship. Their partner passes, um, whatever the case of the cause of the person's passing, and then they're vulnerable, and then somebody comes along, and then it doesn't even have to be a death. It could be like someone who was incarcerated, or someone that had stress and trauma from a previous marriage, being lied to and hoodwinked into all kinds of bullshit, you know, where then you think, I'll take this off. Don't want my hair. I have no product in my hair. Who wants to know? I have hair that's a little. I have parts that are coarse, very coarse at the root, some different spots, and then I have spots that are just wavy and textured. But yeah, so you gotta really, really protect yourself. You gotta protect yourself, and you have to be on guard because they're vectors. They're what's called vectors. They come in and they a vector is a virus. A vector is a virus. It's considered like a rotif. A rotif. They want to come in. They want to. They want to gloss you and shine you up and polish you up and put you up on a pedestal. Love bomb you. Love bomb you. And then after once you're hooked emotionally, and then you're like, oh shit, what? That's how I've been able to survive because But anyway, this is what happened here with my husband. With my husband, it was a lot of bullshit. It was bullshit from day one, and he kept on with the nonsense, and me trying to be like, all right, well, all right, well, let's try this. All right, well, it's like you. What was so crazy, and when I think about it, like so many times, like I was done and fed. I was like, okay, I don't want to do this. And it was always like, ah, sure, give up. Oh yeah, city people. I said that before on the video. City people. Like, what city people? Nothing. It's got nothing to do with city. I could be a country bumpkin. I could live in a tent. I could live in an anthill. You're not being right. You're not being correct. It's the same thing. It's a pat. Oh, then it would be like, it would be the it would be the it was abuse. It was emotional abuse, where someone who's abusive with you, and then after they correct their way, it's like, oh, let me fix my tie, make sure the lapels are straight, stand up straight, and then they roll in that, they walk in that step of being correct, and then they backslide, and then it's the same stuff, and it's the same stuff. So it's emotional abuse. So if any woman, any man who's in a situation like that, um, keep your footing, keep yourself grounded, keep yourself grounded. You know what's happening. You see that they're bullshitting you. You see that they're just like you're just like a you become like an ornament in the display cabinet. You understand? You become an ornament in a display cabinet for people that are manipulators and abusers because their sole purpose of being with you is for their benefit. Is for their benefit. Um, so, and that's what it was. That's what it was. And like right before he died, what had happened was he used to do these fishing trips, and he would do this all the time. It would be like, really? Tell me the day before. Oh, he would say, it would tell me, okay, this is June. I'll say it like, all right, this is the time of year he would go fishing. Um, say like April or whatever, March. Oh, we're going fishing. Okay. So you tell me something in April or March, and where everything else going on, like, yeah, I'm going to make a note of it and mark my calendar. Well, on such and such date, my husband is going to be going fishing, and then, well, just don't have any plans to have anything, to do anything with your husband. This went on for years and years. So, when he did it the last time, it was June. He was like, well, I'm going fishing. And we had stuff going on here. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I told you this 6 months ever. You told me that how many months ago? You know, and it was just always like, yeah. So people that do stuff like that, no. They don't GAF about you. They're about what is for them and what benefits them. What benefits them. And unfortunately, he lived a life filled with lies. You know? So when you live with someone who lies to you and they're not honest, and it starts like that from the beginning, well, like I wrote a poem. I have this thing that I wrote. It's an audio, emotional whoop ass. You open up a can of emotional whoop ass on yourself because once somebody lies to you, and then you give them the, oh, okay, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it. You know. So if you're in a situation like that, stay cognizant, stay aware. Um, any income that you have, you know, keep it separate. Keep it separate. And stop extending yourself to somebody who has extended themselves to you for what they can get from you. Now, my husband worked, he had a good job, um, he made good money. Uh, but like for him and I to be partners, like I talked about that, it was a lie. It was all a lie. It was all a lie. And what happened was he thought after he got himself together with his finances because he had allowed, because of neglect, um, he was like, well, I'll give you $100 a month. I said, you're gonna give me $100 a month? I said, I don't think the courts are gonna be approving that much because of the amount of years we're married. Yeah. So ladies, ladies, at all times, all costs, by any means necessary, you make sure you keep yourself and your finances separate. All right. Anything you spend together that you do together is for the household. You know, for the household. And if you're in a situation like that, just stay aware. Stay aware. And open up your eyes. And you know, it comes down to it. Then you got to get courts involved, and you have to have people start. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, this is all coming to a resolution, and it's going to be happening. And well. There you have it. There you have it. I'll be back. I always got more to say. I wonder what this person wrote. Yeah, Margaret, sweetheart, you wish you looked as good as me. You really wish you looked as good as me. That's why you have a blue dot there. All right? You're probably some lard ass. Or maybe you're sitting there typing with one finger. 18 subscribers joined 2 years ago. Okay. You must be bored. You might want to check the time. Maybe it's time for you to take your medicine. You want the best teacher in life? Let the streets be your teacher. And what people do out in these streets. All right? Now, I wasn't a street urchin, but I was in the streets enough to learn and to see, and then plus from family watching growing up. Because come to find out that my from my grandfather's side, there was some activity going on there that was part of the Knapp Commission, the biggest thing since Harry Gross. The biggest thing since Harry Gross. One of my uncles is involved with all of that. So any criminality that I have, and I don't do crime, I don't commit crime, but as far as knowing the streets and as far as knowing the game and witnessing it and having been a city employee, and like I said in another video, having been the kid who stood online for free cheese, to then be the adult grown woman, to be in the rooms where millions and millions of dollars and decisions were made by these cucks that run in New York City government and New York State, because they trust and believe. What people don't know is that I have a family, all right, that have been very much involved in the government. I mean, very much involved, very much. So, now, did I know this all these years of my life? No, but I had a strong hint. I had a strong indication. I had a strong indication because my mother always said, "Nobody's gonna bother you. Nobody will bother you." And you know what? She was 100. She was 100. So whatever she didn't discuss, because of Casa Nostra, because in those days you don't talk about stuff. She swore she was Italian. She was actually Russian. Russia. Privet. Yeah. Anyway, everybody have a good one. Have a good one. And remember, stay safe, stay well, always do the right thing. And you're gonna come across a lot of basura. Basura in Spanish is garbage. And you're gonna come across a lot of basura people. And people, you just have to weed them out. Listen, there's a lot out here. I'm gonna recite some of my poetry. Put it out here. Anyway, everybody have a good day. Got paperwork to get out. And for those who have not been correct to other people, just trust and believe that you will have the day in the life that you deserve for not being correct to other people. It's just the way it goes, It's the way it goes. Till next time. Bye.